do we know enough about Vin Diesel?
Can you ever know enough about Vin Diesel?
I think I would know enough to know that Vin Diesel would never want, or Stevie would never just mess me out of blue and confess their undying love for me. But a woman made that mistake and ended up giving a con artist £5,000 because she thought Vin Diesel was in love with her.
As you do, like.
Very much a lot of things wrong with the situation. Like, one, Vin Diesel is a well-paid actor. Why would he need money? She's a German woman living in Berlin, and Kaja Lorenz is her name. That's Katja. So you can try to pronounce that as best you can. But that's how I'm going with Kaja. So Kaja is, like I said, is in Berlin and had met Vin Diesel previous to this online romance. Like, kind of, I don't know. It didn't say like exactly what the thing was in Berlin, but all she said was that she worked with actors and she had met him a year prior. This all started where all good fake romances do, online, and the con artist messaged her out of the blue, claiming to be the Fast and Furious star. And she said she didn't think it was that weird because she sort of met him previous, kind of vaguely. Like, you probably met him at like a festival where he was like demonstrating off a new movie, or it was at a work event since she works with actors. I wouldn't necessarily class of your one encounter as you vaguely know Vin Diesel.
It depends on the situation. Like, I read a thing recently. A girl who used to work at an airport rated celebrities she'd met in airports. She said like some of them would recognize you, like would remember you after like one encounter.
I wouldn't say they knew you.
Yeah, she said like some of them would actually like take an interest in like your life and have the crack with you every time they came through the airport and stuff.
Okay, I can see where she might like she met Vin Diesel. They might have had a conversation. She might have said, I think he took an interest in me, and just forgot about him just being polite. But then when he started messaging her, she gone, he actually really likes me.
Of course he does.
Yeah, like, he really, really likes me. She did think it was a bit strange that he didn't message her to his personal account now. But he had an explanation for this, saying that he couldn't write because his official media company would notice this and be on his case over it too fast. So that's, and she took that as a good enough explanation why he wasn't messing her on the official like Vin Diesel account or his personal account. But like, he even went to the trouble of changing or editing YouTube videos that he had appeared in to make them look like personalized messages for your one. So your man put a little bit of time and effort into this. Now you're probably wondering why she ended up a well-paid actor, £5,000.
Yeah.
He was like sending her, like I said, making these personalized videos, sending her a picture of like a safe with money in it, saying that he was going to send it to her as a present. But while filming in South Africa, he got mugged and needed money in order to get him home, and that he would end up repaying her when they met, kind of a thing. So she must have had a good few kind of gift cards. So she ended up like sending him over between 50 and 200 in gift cards, but ended up taking out a loan in order to send him money. So much so that she was unable to pay for her children's Christmas presents that year.
Oh.
So like,
how much of a loan did she take out?
Well, she ended up giving him like in total £5,000. So I don't know if this was just to get her, like, just to get him home, because surely, one, if he is Vin Diesel and he loses his wallet and there's no one that he knows in the film shoot to loan him money to get him home, or the studio wouldn't pay for him to get him home himself, surely he'd just take a bog standard flight from South Africa, and that wouldn't come to €5,000. It would be a one-way trip. At very most, it would be €700.
Would it?
Like, at very most. So I wouldn't say there's any direct flights from South Africa to America. I imagine that you're going to fly into either Shannon or France or England, and then take a connecting flight. So it's probably could be up to 4 flights, because you might fly into then New York and then fly from New York to wherever Vin Diesel lives.
I'm assuming he lives in like LA or somewhere.
Yeah, so I imagine like there might be 3 connecting flights. Like I imagine he lives in LA as well. So I imagine there might be 3 connection flights. So you're looking at
Yeah.
about you were looking at about €700 for a bog standard late minute flight. The fact that she paid him $5,000 would mean that like Vin Diesel lost his wallet and wanted to be flown first class home.
He has to fly home in the way that he's accustomed. Like
Yeah,
he's
he
accustomed
isn't
to flying
accustomed to
first class.
roughing
He
it
needs
at
to stay
all.
there.
And if she isn't able to pay him for it, like his €5,000 flight, then fuck off. This romance will never work, I guess. So yeah, she ended up like sending him over the money anyway, and getting herself obviously indebted to the point where she couldn't pay for her kids' Christmas presents, which is quite tragic.
Yeah,
And
did Vin Diesel not pay for them?
well, Vin Diesel, yeah, you should reach out to the actual Vin Diesel and explain her situation. Kind of eventually figured out that he was a con man. I wonder how she found out this, because the story doesn't go into all of it. Basically says she basically demanded to know who he was. I wonder if she went to her friend and just like they're like, oh, you seen anybody? Or topic came up and she said like, do you know what? I've been messaging for the last few months. I've been messaging Vin Diesel. And their friend's like, what? Yeah, they're like, oh, you never believe what happened to him. He's over in South Africa. And the friend's like, oh my god, that's definitely a scam. She's just like, no, he really loves me. He calls me babe.
That's 100% Vin Diesel. Oh shit, that's classic Vin.
That's definitely Vin. She didn't find out his actual identity, but when she asked the man to know who he was, he said, I am 23 years old. I'm a medical student, and this is how I finance my studies. It finished off by, sorry about that, thanks. And that's the last time he kind of heard from him. He obviously went on to the next person, pretending to be, I don't know, some other celebrity.
The Rock.
The Rock, imagine. He's definitely good for a few grand.
Like, did she end up getting the money back?
No. The police are investigating this as the situation, but like she's trying to trace back through the accounts and all that. Obviously, you're going to use fake emails and stuff like that, so it is hard to trace back to the person who the person actually is. But yeah, unfortunately, so
Like,
has a celebrity ever like messaged you out of the blue and been like, "Hey, what's crack?"
I was just going to say that. Like, how do you fall for stuff like that?
I know the only situation I know was a guy we used to train with, and Chris Cyborg. She followed him, and like he posted up a video, and she commented on it, "Oh, great job!" But he didn't follow her, so she just randomly added him.
Like actual Chris Cyborg.
Yeah, well, allegedly, I didn't actually go on to see if the account was verified or anything like that. But this what he said. It was actually her account, and she was like, he posted some jiu-jitsu photo video of him doing some technique, and she's like, "Oh, great, nice job." And he's like, "I can't believe she follows me because like I don't even follow her." So it's
Like, I do have a couple of celebrity, like, official blue tick accounts follow me on Instagram. That's about it.
I imagine like if people are trying to like build up their celeb following, their following overall, they might follow a few people who follow them, and or whatever, or they might see the CEO something on Instagram and say, "Oh, that guy has an interesting account. I'm gonna follow them." Like I imagine some people just randomly follow those people.
I know Aideen has blocked we won't say who it is.
Yeah,
She's blocked a like Irish actor
oh really?
for being really creepy.
Oh, the plot thickens. Jesus. Oh, really interested to know who that was.
Yeah, being like really, really creepy. Like he was messaging her and he was like asking her out basically, like, but like being just really, really fucking creepy about it. She was like, "Oh, we weren't married." Like she was like, "I have a boyfriend and stuff," and he was like, "Oh, it's fine, whatever." But and then he'd message her again, like saying, "What are you up to?"
I know there's an Irish person like this. Okay, this is like a third person story. So the person that it happened to didn't tell me the story. It was someone that knew them. She was hit on by a very well known sports star from Ireland, and when he was rejected, he was like, "Do you know who I am?" They were both. I guess your 18's one was like online encounter, but the other one was celebrities like occasionally will message out to, but it's a very like it is a very odd thing. And like even with 18's thing, it was an Irish celebrity. It wasn't Vin fucking Diesel. Like if Vin Diesel, if Vin Diesel was just start messaging any girl that I was ever with, I'd be like, yeah, go have like it's Vin Diesel. You only have one chance at this.
Yeah, like
I
usually
wouldn't even
it'll
be
happen
mad.
with like usually it'll be like the guy who was messaging Aileen, like he's somebody that you would like you'd kind of maybe know,
Yeah, yeah.
but you mightn't even know where you know him from.
When I was younger, I was definitely like selling it. When I was like 18, like trying to sell a car. I remember trying to fill out with Prince, or something like that. Near getting filled. My dad's like, that's a scam. So like, but if you were like 18 or like you're a bit new to the world, like that kind of like that, those classic scams might go over your head. But this woman seems like she has children at this stage, so you think she'd have a little bit more cop on.
Yeah, but sometimes that's the people that fall for it more.
Yeah, that is true.
It's
But
the same, but like I'm always amazed at how many people fall for those like Facebook scams where it's like, oh, we've been giving away a holiday, but the person can't take it because they're under 18. And then you check like the page transparency, and it's like the page was invented yesterday.
it feels too good to be true. But then they say, instead of saying, oh, it has to be fake, they go, this is what an opportunity.